Let's be honest. You've probably spent hundreds, maybe thousands, on skincare products promising to rewind time. But when you wake up, look in the mirror, and your reflection still feels off, tired, dull, sagging, you start to wonder, is it just me? It's not just you. And it's not just age either. After over 3 decades as a medical researcher specializing in aging and skin health, I've met countless women in their 50s, 60s, and beyond who are vibrant, joyful, and full of life on the inside, but frustrated that their skin and hair don't reflect that vitality. Here's the truth. Your skin is not ignoring your efforts. It's missing critical ingredients that topical products can't deliver. What you apply on your skin is only part of the equation. What you feed your body matters more, and that's where the real transformation begins. In this guide, I'll reveal 3 little-known but powerful vitamins that your body quietly craves after 40. They're not buzzwords you hear in every beauty commercial, but they are deeply rooted in science and internal medicine. And when used correctly, they don't just improve skin appearance, they help restore function, glow, and confidence from the inside out. Let's stop throwing money at miracle creams. Let's talk about what really works. The 3 secret vitamins. Let's get one thing clear. Aging isn't the enemy, it's biology unfolding in real time. But how we age? That's something we can influence, especially when we look beyond the surface and into the cellular story your body is telling every day. For decades, I've studied what accelerates and what slows that story. And after reviewing hundreds of patient cases and clinical trials, I can tell you with confidence, these 3 vitamins, often overlooked, are foundational in helping your body resist, repair, and even reverse visible aging from the inside out. 1. Vitamin K2. You've likely heard of vitamin K1. It's the clotting factor in your leafy greens. But vitamin K2 is a completely different animal, and one that most multivitamins ignore. Think of calcium like a construction material. It's essential for strong bones and cellular function. But if that calcium ends up in the wrong places, like the arteries, or worse, in your skin tissues, it starts acting like cement. That leads to stiffness, sagging, and an aged appearance. This is where K2, especially in its -7 Malawian Quatches form, shines. It acts like a smart delivery system, guiding calcium into bones and away from soft tissues. This not only protects cardiovascular health but also keeps the skin supple and resilient. In women over 50, studies have shown K2 supplementation improves skin elasticity, reduces wrinkle depth, and even plays a role in preventing bone density loss, a win-win for posture, skin, and longevity. Where to find it? Unfortunately, K2 is rare in the American diet. It's naturally abundant in fermented foods like natto, a sticky soybean dish popular in Japan, Gouda and brie cheeses, and pasture-raised egg yolks. But unless natto is your go-to snack, it's an acquired taste. Reaching optimal levels is nearly impossible through food alone. That's why -7 Malawian Quatches supplements, which have better bioavailability and longer half-life, are often recommended for people over 40. 2. Astaxanthin. Now let's talk about what I call the internal bodyguard of your skin, astaxanthin. If you've never heard of it, don't worry, you're not alone. But this powerful compound is changing the way dermatologists and anti-aging researchers think about sun damage and oxidative stress. Astaxanthin is a carotenoid, a pigment that gives wild salmon its vibrant pink color. But what makes it a superstar is its antioxidant capacity, which is up to 6,000 times stronger than vitamin C. Free radicals, unstable molecules produced by UV exposure, pollution, processed foods, and stress, attack healthy skin cells daily. Astaxanthin acts like a molecular shield, neutralizing these threats before they can damage collagen, elastin, and DNA. In clinical studies, participants who took 6 to 8 milligrams of astaxanthin daily experienced dramatic improvements in skin hydration, reduced fine lines and wrinkles, and increased elasticity, especially around the delicate eye area. But perhaps the most fascinating effect is how astaxanthin protects skin from within. It functions almost like a natural sunscreen, reducing UV-induced inflammation and pigmentation, making it a vital ally for people who live in sunny climates or enjoy outdoor activities. Natural sources? Wild-caught salmon, krill, and certain microalgae. But again, unless you're eating a fillet of salmon every day, supplements are the practical route to therapeutic levels. 3. Biotin, vitamin B7. If K2 is the architect and astaxanthin the bodyguard, biotin is the builder. Biotin is part of the B vitamin family, and it's absolutely essential for the production of keratin, the structural protein that gives your hair its strength, your nails their resilience, and your skin its smooth surface. As we age, keratin production naturally declines. That's why you'll often notice nails that chip more easily, skin that feels thinner, and hair that loses its volume or becomes brittle. Biotin supports healthy cell regeneration, especially in the hair follicles and epidermis. In fact, several clinical trials have shown that supplementing with biotin for 90 days can lead to thicker hair growth, reduced shedding, and improved nail strength. Some patients even reported less flaking and irritation on the scalp, a common issue as skin ages. Food sources? Eggs, especially the yolks, almonds, sweet potatoes, avocados, and spinach. But here's the catch: absorption of biotin can be compromised in people over 60 due to lower stomach acid or certain medications. That's why many geriatric practitioners recommend a B-complex or standalone biotin supplement as part of a foundational wellness routine. We often think aging just happens to us, a slow, inevitable drift toward fatigue, dryness, and decline. But the truth is far more fixable. One of the most overlooked drivers of premature aging in women over 40 isn't genetics. It's nutrient depletion, a quiet, creeping deficiency that affects your skin, your energy, even your brain. I call it silent malnourishment. Here's what happens. As you age, your digestive system becomes less efficient. You naturally produce less stomach acid, a condition called hypochlorhydria, which is especially common in women after menopause. Without adequate acid, your body can't properly break down and absorb critical nutrients like B vitamins, zinc, magnesium, and even protein. And when that absorption falters, your body gets strategic. It shuffles nutrients toward your heart, liver, and brain, vital systems that keep you alive. Meanwhile, less essential tissues, like your skin, hair, and nails, get whatever is left, which, most of the time, isn't much. This isn't about vanity. It's about physiology. You can be eating enough and still be starving at the cellular level. Now layer on top of that the reality of the modern Western diet, calorie-dense but nutrient-poor. Fast food, ultra-processed snacks, refined sugars, they fill you up without truly feeding you. So yes, you might feel full, but your cells are depleted, especially the ones responsible for repair, radiance, and regeneration. Here's the kicker. This kind of malnourishment doesn't show up on a bathroom scale or blood pressure cuff. It shows up in the mirror. It's that sudden sag in your cheeks, the thinning at the crown of your head, the persistent fatigue even after 8 hours of sleep. And yet, it's one of the easiest problems to fix, once you know it exists. That's why targeted supplementation, like the vitamins we discussed earlier, isn't about chasing beauty. It's about restoring balance. It's about giving your cells the materials they need to rebuild, repair, and show the world the version of you that still feels fully alive. Because you are. You're just missing the fuel to prove it. I'll never forget the first time I met Susan. She walked into my office with a quiet smile and a gentle elegance that instantly reminded me of someone who had lived a full, meaningful life. A retired school teacher from Oregon, she had that calm, centered presence that only comes with age and experience. She loved gardening, volunteered at her local library, FaceTimed with her grandkids every Sunday. But as soon as she sat down, she said something that stuck with me. I don't want to look 30 again. I just want to look the way I feel inside, alive. Susan wasn't trying to recapture her youth. She wasn't chasing flawless skin or Instagram perfection. She just wanted her reflection to stop betraying her vibrancy. She told me how she tried it all. Expensive collagen drinks she saw online. High-end retinol creams that irritated her skin. A spa facial that cost more than a weekend getaway. Nothing really changed, she admitted, except my frustration. We ran a full nutritional panel, not just the standard vitamin D or cholesterol test. We looked at her K2, biotin, and antioxidant status. And the results were crystal clear. Her vitamin K2 and biotin levels were shockingly low. Her oxidative stress markers were high. Her cells were inflamed, underpowered, and undernourished. I prescribed something surprisingly simple. A daily dose of -7 Malawian kwaches, the active form of K2. Astaxanthin for deep antioxidant defense. And biotin to support keratin production. It wasn't a miracle cocktail. It was science. 6 weeks later, Susan returned. I barely recognized her, not because she looked younger, but because she looked lit from within. Her eyes had more sparkle. Her posture straighter. Her cheeks had regained a subtle blush that hadn't been there before. Did you do something new? Her neighbor asked. You're glowing. Is it your makeup? Said a friend at church. But Susan hadn't touched her makeup. In fact, she laughed and said she was using less of it now. What changed wasn't on the surface, it was cellular. Her skin was finally getting the circulation and nutrients it had been starved of. Her hair felt stronger, her energy steadier. And emotionally, she felt something I see too rarely in women her age. She felt seen again. This is the power of giving your body the tools it needs. When your cells have what they need, they don't just survive, they shine. And so do you. Let's talk about what you don't see in the mirror, but what your body feels every single day. Aging is more than wrinkles. It starts in your cells, often decades before you notice a line or a sag. The true culprits? Chronic inflammation, oxidative stress, and collagen degradation. These invisible processes quietly sabotage your skin's firmness, your hair's strength, and your body's energy reserves. Now layer in the impact of menopause. Hormonal shifts reduce collagen production and slow down circulation. At the same time, nutrient absorption becomes compromised. The result? Cells that are overwhelmed, underfed, and too exhausted to repair themselves properly. But here's the encouraging truth. With the right support, your cells can bounce back. Vitamin K2 enhances vascular flexibility and prevents the buildup of calcified tissues, helping skin stay supple and smooth. Astaxanthin shields your skin from environmental attackers like UV rays and pollution while supporting cellular repair. Biotin acts as a catalyst for keratin production, reviving the very building blocks of your hair, nails, and skin structure. Think of this as gardening. You water the soil, not the leaves. You trust the roots will respond. And after a few weeks, the leaves perk up, the branches grow stronger, and the whole plant radiates life. Your body works the same way. The glow doesn't come from the surface. It comes from deep cellular nourishment, layer by layer. Taking vitamins is only part of the equation. To truly unlock their benefits, your daily lifestyle must support their function. Otherwise, it's like fueling a car, but never changing the oil. Here are 5 habits I've seen work wonders in thousands of patients. 1. Hydration. Every cellular process, from collagen production to toxin elimination, relies on water. Aim for 6 to 8 glasses a day. Herbal teas count too. 2. Sleep deeply and consistently. Your skin does its heaviest repair work between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. Poor sleep leads to increased cortisol, dull complexion, and faster aging. 3. Morning sunlight. Just 10 to 15 minutes of natural light boosts vitamin D, stabilizes mood, and regulates your circadian rhythm for better sleep and clearer skin. 4. Eat colorfully. Think rainbow, blueberries, leafy greens, sweet potatoes, and avocado. These foods contain natural antioxidants and cofactors that enhance the absorption of your supplements. 5. Cut the chaos. Chronic stress is a beauty killer. It ramps up cortisol, which breaks down collagen and disrupts skin regeneration. Just 10 minutes of deep breathing, journaling, or stillness can make a difference. No need for perfection, just consistency. Support your body, and your body will support you right back. For too long, the beauty industry has sold us the myth that youth is the pinnacle of value. Flawless skin, no wrinkles, 0 gray hairs. And for decades, women have quietly absorbed the pressure to fix what time has touched. But here's what I've learned after over 30 years in medicine, walking alongside women through every stage of life. True radiance isn't found in age, it's found in alignment. When your body, mind, and biology are supported, everything starts to synchronize. Your energy returns. Your confidence softens but strengthens. Your reflection begins to match your spirit again. You are not fading. You're evolving. This chapter is not the closing act. It's the rise of your most powerful self. Because beauty, real beauty, is not about clinging to 30. It's about owning 45, 58, 67, with strength and softness, with grace and grit. So don't fall for empty promises and pretty jars. Don't get lost in filters and fads. Instead, give your body what it's been asking for all along: nutrients, rest, hydration, peace. You don't need to chase your glow. You just need to feed it. This is your invitation, not to rewind time, but to redefine it. To step forward fully alive in the skin you're in, powered by the wisdom of your years and the glow of cells finally well-nourished. Because aging well isn't about fighting nature. It's about partnering with it beautifully.